What's up, my friends? So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to take published articles from your blog page and your website and turn them into viral social media posts. For me, this is a huge unlock. We haven't actually been able to do this effectively until GPT Image 2 was released a few weeks ago. Now with this capability, we can design beautiful carousels at the drop of the hat using the content that is being published on our website every single day. So first things first, this is my digital home backend, aka my content management system that I have custom vibe coded and built as part of our digital home. So you can see here that every single day, our agent is going in here, choosing new content ideas, writing it automatically, and then publishing it directly to our site. So you can see here how to become a brand AI agents recommend. If I click view, this goes directly to the front end of my website. Okay. So now currently that's working and that's absolutely fine, but we want to find a way to turn these into engaging viral style carousel posts that we can publish that look on brand and ultimately do the work of driving people back to our site so we can increase conversions and get more people hitting this call to action at the bottom. Okay. So what I've basically done is created a new section on my backend called socials. All right, and this shell over here basically pulls in all of our published articles that are currently living on our site. And then I can basically go here and choose a post that I like. Okay, so for example, how to train AI to write in a voice without sounding like everyone else. I just click generate. And so what's happening right now is that this is calling Claude's API and it's using a specific viral carousel, a skill that we created. Now it's reading our entire article and it's going to turn it into a carousel that we can then go in and design using GPT Image 2, which I'm going to show you in a second. Now, I specifically didn't want to make this fully autonomous. I wanted to make the writing automated. So you can see this has now appeared here in ready for design. So I click into that and you can see now we've got slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, all the way to slide number 10. Okay, so at this point, I can now read the different carousel slides. So your AI content sounds like everyone else. That's not a tool problem. That's a you problem. Slide 2, every consultant on LinkedIn is using the same AI, the same hooks, same frameworks, same closing line, but playing the old game. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I can go in and make some edits and tweaks if I want, and I can copy the content if I want to do that. But essentially what I need to do now is go over here on the right to my GPT image prompt and say, create a 10 slide Instagram carousel, use the attached images, blah, 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 as reference. Okay, so I'm going to copy this master prompt for GPT. I'm going to go over here into GPT and I'm going to paste it. I'm going to select create images. Okay, so now this is now ready to generate my carousel. Now, what I need to do before I actually go out and do this is find a style of carousel that I ultimately like. Okay, so you will only really have to do this once until you find a brand style that you really, really enjoy. So I'm just going to go carousel designs and just look for some inspiration. Okay, so I'm just going to try and choose a carousel format that matches the amount of copy I have in the starting slide. So you can see I've got these. So I'm going to find something which actually treats a decent amount of copy. Okay, so I kind of like this. It's really simplistic. So I'm just going to copy that, go here, paste it as a reference, and I'm going to try and get 2 to 3 references so we can see how to treat the rest of them. So we've got a bit of a format over here. Choose this. Maybe one with images will be good. Okay, let's just choose this one with an image as well. All right, so we're selecting a decent amount. Okay, so I've got a title one, I've got a title slide, I've got a text heavy slide example, and then I've got a few image examples just for an image style if GPT wants to do that. So I've got my entire prompt there, a few references, and we're just going to select create image and send that and see what it comes back with. Now, specifically in this prompt, what you'll see is right at the beginning here, we say we want you to match the style exactly, but we also want where photos or illustrations appear, generate new ones that fit the copy inside the slide, rendered in the same visual style as the references so it feels cohesive. All right, so that's really important. And that's what I've loved about GPT Image 2 is it just understands, it can really take an image and build on top of that. All right, so that's been fantastic in regards to time saving. Now, obviously, if you have a very specific brand look and feel, you're going to want to choose a reference which ultimately matches what your brand looks like. This is just an example right now, just so I can demonstrate and show you how this ultimately works. All right, so you can see here, this is what ChatGPT is coming back with. So we've got our opening slide, we've got our sub slides underneath here. It's created specific images, and it's gone through and replicated the entire style for us. Now, obviously, I would go through, update my logo, etc., etc. I might tell it to space the content out a little bit more, but you can see here, just super simply in a few minutes, we've got a brand style that we can replicate for other carousels. So just to show you some other ones I created using the same process, here were the examples that I gave it, and this was the output. Okay, so insane. It created all of those images itself. I didn't have to do any of that. Okay, so again, I did that for another brand. This was the reference, that was the post, and this was the output. Okay, you don't have a closing problem, you have a state problem. And so I thought this style was actually really cool, something I would really use for my brand. And then there was this one, which was a little bit more creative, exactly the same prompt, different copy, and then it created the images on its own, which, guys, this would have literally cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars if I got this on Fiverr. So, you ultimately have, a fantastic designer in your back pocket now that you can start using and start getting your marketing content out there as quickly as possible. Now, this whole process end to end can be automated, but I think it's really important that when we are working with agents, we're not going fully autonomous mode just for the sake of it. I still want to have me in the loop directing and guiding the design and what the copy is saying. But the cool thing about GPT Image 2 is I can describe edits, I can make tweaks, and it can create variations like this. So it's really perfect for carousels. Now, what's really important is that you actually have the base content set up so that the content that is being produced for carousels is based on a sound strategy that is targeting what your clients are actually searching for. What are the problems they're struggling with on a daily basis? And your job from a content marketing perspective is to answer them as deeply as you possibly can. So that's the whole purpose of setting your digital home up and getting your evergreen content rooms to a point where these are publishing through an agentic process. And then we've got these being turned into multiple slides for carousels that you can then, just take this GPT image prompt, pop it in, and Bob's your uncle, you've got a carousel that can drive more traffic to your actual insights and blog page on your digital home. Now, you'll see here that this entire process of creating SEO optimized, GEO optimized articles is incredibly important to have before you go out and create these carousels. The coolest thing about this process is our agents are deciding what content to post when, because we have a weekly trends loop, which is analyzing how well content is performing and then tweaking the content strategy accordingly. So all I have to do is come in here, check, okay, cool, approve things. The agent writes it, publishes them, and then automatically when I just go over here and I click regenerate, I know that I've got a carousel that I can just copy and paste the prompt, find a reference, and then Bob's your uncle. You've got a piece of marketing copy that you can start publishing onto social media. If you want to learn how to set up the digital home for yourself, or you want to sell it as a service and add another income stream to your business, then check out the link in the description. We've got an entire school community built to help you get your digital home up and running as quickly as possible, my friend. This is one of the most beautiful times to be alive. You are now an orchestrator of an entire marketing operation, and you can do and learn awesome tools like this so that you can get your message out and start getting more clients and driving more revenue into your business. And also, if you want to get the viral carousel skill that actually allows us to turn our articles into different slides and viral carousels like this, I'll be posting that into our school community as soon as this video drops. So make sure you jump in, get access to this, and start marketing yourself. I'll see you on the inside, my friend. Peace.